And there me. Wait, hang on, am I? No, not me. I was worried for thinking that might be muted. But hello, everybody. It's a Wednesday, and my brain went complete. There's another Wednesday where it's gonna be like a just chat in the stream, just to hang out, shoot the shit, maybe watch some TikToks. Which, like I said, for the last couple weeks I've had some fun doing because there isn't really much else I want to play at the moment. Hello. Someone's wandering around my room, aren't you? My brain went dead on me. So, one thing is good. This week's weather seems to be a lot. Which is good because now I can finally get the mattress in my room and maybe sleep a little bit better. Because I said before, what it had been raining non-stop trying to transfer a mattress from my sister's house to this house. Tricky, but hopefully this week I should be able to get either today or tomorrow, which is good. Obviously I won't sleep immediately better because it'll be after getting used to a new mattress, but hopefully a lot better and I'll feel a little less tired. But I'm probably going to still be tired this week because, not just because of that, but because I thought I had enough GG for at least just the weekend, but I had a little bit left over on Monday, so I decided to, should I use it or should I just use this opportunity to not drink anything caffeinated? But I feel like I don't like wasting stuff, so I had that, then I went shop. Someone wants to leave the room now. Hold on. There. And I decided to just get some because I'm still waiting for the other one to come in the post, the other GG, which is weird because it usually takes just over a week to get here, so I'm not sure what's going on at the moment. But they say they give them at least 7 to 10 business days before shipping, so hopefully it should come by this week. But I decided just to get, I'll just get some iced coffee and get like in a cart and stuff, and thinking that was going to be enough in it. Oh boy, is it not enough. I had like a pint of this stuff, and it was just like, nope, no, which was on me for us to do, and so I'll probably end up, if I don't get it, probably end up, because I usually go shopping like twice in the week. I usually go at the beginning and the end of the week because I can't carry all of it all at once, and most of the times I don't need it, most of it until the end of the week when stuff is near to running out. Someone's on my desk right now. So I'll probably get some energy drinks, because even though energy drinks don't really work that well, I've always found the powder stuff seems to work a lot better than actual like canned energy drinks. But it's always that case, it's better than nothing when it comes to energy. Also, I don't know why the point of telling this, because you can't see it, but my desk's in a different position, because as I said before, on the weekends I've been, well, at least on Sunday, I've been decorating my room, and I ran out of red paint for the room where my desk sits, and rather than push my desk back and then have to push it out again, I just left it near the window, so I'm facing the window right now. So I'm not sure how that's going to like affect the tracking or anything, because obviously I use a webcam for tracking, and because I'm directly in front of the window, that means light is directly coming at me, so it might mess with it a little bit, because lighting's always the key thing. I think it already is. So we'll see how this week goes with the with my desk. It's weird having it facing the window, though. I'm used to it facing the wall. Bing. Now I can directly see the cats looking out the window instead of looking to my side. As I said before, usually that side would be the window, and that side would be my door, as an example. And then the wall would be facing me like that, like directly where I'm looking at, like that. That's how this setup always usually looks. So both of them usually asleep, but now they're wandering around right now, being very wild. They're nowhere near the computer, so I should be fine. I still look around, because you never know. Now, hello? Because once again, the desk is not like against the wall. They found their ways to get behind the monitor, haven't you? Ugh. Well, yeah. See, basically, yes. I am probably going to be even more tired this week, because coffee is always hit or miss if it affects me. Woman's gone to sleep now. Just relaxing a little bit. Oh, but also that, speaking of the weather, it's me, Rizzo. Wait and see what the. I should have really done this yesterday. I just had the energy, because as I said before, I got coffee instead of energy drinks, thinking that was going to be enough. And yesterday I was so fucking tired. I slept several times over. Because I can't see it properly. Yeah, that should be better. But what I was saying is that tomorrow it's going to be really warm. This is going to be interesting. But it's only tomorrow, which is fine. Not super hot. I think it's 27 degrees, so it's going to be quite a toasty tomorrow. But usually with those cases, it's usually like in the mornings, it's usually like quite warm, and it's not like to like midday, or at least through the evening, it starts getting really hot. So it won't be like at the start stream, but it'll definitely be through the stream for sure. But yeah, it looks like with, because I think I know I talk about the weather too much. I feel like it is a British thing, but it's been really weird. I mean, it usually rains in the UK, but all of August was, almost all of July was that. And I keep wondering if it was because of the huge heat wave we had last year, which went up to like 38 to 40 degrees. And then this year in July, we had mostly rain and barely sunny days. Well, we're only like 9 days into August, so it's really hard to say, because that's British weather for you. We could have like a week of hot weather and then bam, it's raining again. Oh, actually, you know, thinking about Pokemon, we've got Pokemon music, which wasn't deliberate, because I remember I just about to listen to Ruby and Sapphire music. Pokemon Present was yesterday. I wasn't really expecting much. Most people don't really on these. But it's still a shame that because they announced Pokemon games, but once again, it wasn't the Pokemon games that people wanted. Which is like people want red and blue, gold and silver. I personally want Ruby and Sapphire, because I said this before. Ruby and Sapphire is the first Pokemon game I ever played, and yeah, none of that. Just the usual stuff, like not really amazing. The DLC, for like Scarlet and Violet, it's probably one of those ones I'll probably just wait till the final DLC's out. Because it's always the thing with these DLC packs, not just Pokemon, but in general. It's usually like the first one's like, it's kind of okay, but then the final one ends up being the amazing one. So it's always that case of just, it's better just to wait until the final DLC pack gets. Yeah, I wanna hope that the Pokemon company / Nintendo doesn't do this, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they probably won't put the mainline Pokemon games on the online thing. Because they know they could re-release them as a digital game and charge like almost full price, and people will buy it. I feel like that's what's going to happen with like the red, blue, green, yellow. Might end up releasing green, and basically Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance mainline Pokemon games. I don't want them to, because it would be nice to just have them part of the subscription, because I think it's more smart that way. Because then you, especially if you have like the GBA ones as part of the extra, people are more likely to upgrade. Oh! I get these Pokemon games. Obviously, if they do put Ruby and Sapphire on there, yes, we will obviously stream it, because Ruby and Sapphire was the first Pokemon game I ever got into. So definitely, I'm worrying. Oh no, you don't. No, I know what's with her. I know what you want. You want biscuits, don't you? You're near the cables now. I bet it is that. I'm going to be back in a moment, because I am worried she's going to switch off the computer again. She knows what to do. She knows if she's near the computer, it'll get me to get off my ass and give her some dry food. She really loves her dry food. I try not to give her too much, because too much dry food's not good for the cat, so I only gave her a little bit. She is a pain in the butt. Because last time I just chose to ignore, she switched off the computer. Because like I said, the plug that's in the back of the computer is very sensitive. And if it gets so much as knocked, it will switch off the computer, which is obviously not very good. Because I saw her just going like that, and it's like, nope, she's going to switch something off. I do not want to have to deal with that. Yeah, but knowing. Well, so it was about Pokemon. knowing the Pokemon company, they probably end up just releasing one of them at a time. I could see them doing. I could see them like they announce, oh, Pokemon Red is coming to the Nintendo online thing. Just Pokemon Red. Because I never really played the original Pokemon games when it came out, and I honestly don't know why. I don't think I've said this before on the stream, maybe I have. But despite my age, because I'm 32, my age would have most likely played the original Pokemon games, but I didn't really get into video games until like the late 2000s. Through the 90s and the early 2000s, it was very much a casual game. I played games here and there. Most of the times I just knew about games from either other people, which most people just talk about what's really popular, or from ads on TV. So there's like a wealth of like old games that I've never played, which I've over the last almost a decade I've gotten through most, and there's still like a small like handful here and there that I haven't played yet, which we will obviously play on stream, like Ape Escape, for example. Never played that. We've played the first one on stream, and we will play a second one. Like I said, I always go with what I'm feeling in the mood for. I don't like force myself to play a game that I'm not interested in playing. Oh, excuse me. But he's going to end. I had something to say and it's just gone completely blank on me. Oh, right. I guess we should talk about the schedule as well for this week. For those who don't know, the reason Splatoon is on Saturday instead of Friday is because it's a Splatfest, and I've actually not done any of these Splatfests in Splatoon 3 yet. I just haven't had a chance to, and then figured we'd do them on stream. According to the time frame, it's at 1 in the morning. But I think it's still for the entire day, because I remember the usual Splatfest is like there's always like several different time periods it would stick between and then it'd be gone. But I don't think they do it anymore. Like there would be like for example, there'd be like one from 12 to 1, and then the next one after that would be then it'd be gone, and it'd be again somewhere in the evening. But yeah, I feel like it could be fun to do those on stream, so that's why Mass Effect's tomorrow and Friday. But I had an idea with that, because I was looking at some of the DLCs, and some of them are not all that long. And the one for like Omega is only roughly 5 hours, which we could do 2 streams of that easily. So we might do the DLC for Thursday and Friday stream, because as I said before, with games like those, I would like to try and make sure, especially if it's going to be a while before the next one, to try and like make sure I finish a mission and then quite for the stream. But of course during the week I can't really do that because of the fact that I have to get ready for work while I'm free. But yeah, I think without having the usual caffeine in my system, streams might still be kind of short. I'll see how I go. Because I've still got some more of that coffee stuff left. I might get myself some energy drinks, which might help. Ah, I clicked my neck. I clicked my bloody neck. Do you know what I might want to try in a minute? Maybe for a bit. Maybe stretch my legs a bit. I'm curious with the desk space in the window right now, how different the full body tracking would be on this. You know what? Let's test that right now. Let's switch to. Let's see. So I want. Okay. Bit. It's not like stand. I don't know what that is. Where am I gone? Why am I gone from the screen? Oh no, wait, I'm back. Oh no, I'm gone. gone? I'm gone from the screen. Where am I? Why am I gone? Like 1 minute I was there, now I'm not. What's happened? Where am I? I just switched to full body and it just fucking disappeared. Come on. I seem to be gone for some reason. What's going on here? He's scratching at my door again. Stay with me. Oh, what's going on here? Disappearing and reappearing. Why did this was just full body? I was curious to see how well it worked. That's this in the window right now. Also for clarification, the reason I don't usually have it facing the window is because there's the radiator there, which sometimes is not a problem, but also when the wind comes right to it. Quite possible. There we go, I thought something like that was happening. Let's see. I want it like this, if we're doing that kind of full body. Let's see. Yeah. It's because, like I said, the camera is like fixated on the stand. So right now it's only seeing just my lower half of my leg, but if I probably stick my leg up. Maybe. No, stay away from the computer, for the love of God. Stay away from the tower. I hate you driving. What if I stand far enough away? Body. For me, like I did put full body. Now let me check the sense, because it's weird that it's because I'm testing out the full body tracking with the software, because my desk is facing the window because I'm decorating. I'm curious with like light being right in front of it how well the full body would work like that, but it's difficult when I realise. I'm going to place this here. Oh, there I go. My earphones. Sticking my knees up right now, so it just kicks them up. Oh, that's probably because I'm stepping away from the mic. The mic's attached to here. There's like any loss of sound. Oh, hang on, I haven't actually even got my earphones in. Now it's just stuck. Now I'm just stuck. And I'm frozen except for my face. Always the case is just to switch the thing off and on. Yeah, it's like. Yeah, it's like this. Still. Ash? No, there we go. There we go. Let's try and put it. Let's see. Nope. Yeah. This is one of them that do want to get working at some point. Because, they will do like the idea of doing some ring fit on stream. No! And it'd be cool to do that for like exercising and stuff. Well, we're not a full stream. And Saturday would probably be the best opportunity to do that at some point. Which, you know, trying to get the angle right, but here it's just. It's okay. Oh yeah. No. Trap now. Give it a still more, but I just wanted to try something else. Actually, it takes like a few seconds. It's one to use. Off. It's always weird when it's turned off and just standing there stiff as a board. No, what? 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 There we go. Leg up. Up. No. Oh wait, I know what might be. I keep forgetting that my own model has its own settings for stuff like this. But I always forget what hotkeys to put in there. Might help. Hang on, fuck it. Let's have a tail off today. Well, good tail off. Ah, yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh, sorry, why is it not doing the thing? That's why it's not doing the thing. because I didn't have the activate on that. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's try. Then we earbuds off. We'll try and walk around a bit. See how well it does it. I guess not that well. I need to have it further away. I can't remember because the webcam's situated on the monitor right now, and I don't know where it is. So I've worried test off stream, but look at my foot. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alright, I think that's enough. I'll go back to just the I'll tire myself out too much. Oh, that's too far. Yeah, watch out. There we go. Alright. One foot down. We want to tilt this. Oh, no, not that one. That. There we go. Looking at me right now. See, that's everything seems to be good. Oh! Another thing that just clicked into that very tired brain of mine. Windows had an update like last night and this morning, and as I said, well, many times when it has an update, it might mess with OBS, but so far, everything seems fine so far. But we'll see what happens. I can't remember those like key points. There's buttons that basically make it easier for like tracking stuff for the model, so it moves a little bit more smooth. And I got them to activate them, even just for the arms alone. I hate the fact that I'm out of caffeine. That's an email. No, I haven't got an email by them. Why it's taking so long? No, it's it even be dispatched, because I'm pretty sure the cadence in the previous times was just about a week, but this time I only want to. Oh, I can feel this. I shouldn't have gone the engines. That's my fault. Saw that they had like a carton of like iced coffee and it was on offer. I was like, oh, that would be just as good until my advanced GG comes into fight. Comes into post, but no, not enough. Ain't enough at all. But as I said before, I will probably get some energy drinks later in the week, maybe even tomorrow. Morning or something, or maybe after work today. I feel like there's something else we need to discuss, but my brain's gone completely dead on me. Ah, that was it. That's it, because it's trending right now. Sonic Heroes keeps trending. And apparently, one of the reasons it's making people go like, kind of like, speculations, because they did this recent trailer thing. How long did I find it? I saw a post like somewhere. It's basically they did this thing just celebrating Sonic in general, and towards the end there's like these flash shots of like cutscenes from Sonic Heroes, which people seem to think speculate it means that they're remastering or remaking Sonic Heroes. But then some people have also pointed out there's ones from other games, and it's probably just a nod. And people are reaching. I don't know why so many people want a Heroes remake. Don't get me wrong, I like Heroes, but like if I had to choose out like the 3D Sonic games to get a remake, Heroes wouldn't be up on my list. It'd be obviously Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. Especially if it is a remake, it's a very odd choice for Sega for their first like Sonic game to actually remake, to be Heroes of all of them. I don't know if I have Heroes or not. I have to look. It's one of those weird games because it was on PC, like as a disc, when it came out, but it's not on Steam. At least I don't think it's on Steam. I mean, like, granted, other companies have been doing odd remakes, but most of the times I get why. Like with Ubisoft remaking Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and not the first one, is because that one's like, I know most people would hate to say this, it's probably one of their most like popular ones out of the franchise, as well as probably the most commercially successful ones, and it makes sense to remake that one because technically you don't really need to have played most of the previous games, as far as like the pirate stuff, not the modern day stuff though. So it's kind of a safe remake. But there's one way rise of this. Oh, no, it's just a blip. The stream was going a minute ago. Is we're going to get remakes of games that don't need remakes, and remakes of stuff that's just being remade because it'll make tons of money, not necessarily because it needs a remake. The first Last of Us game, for example. There's always the thing with a lot of PC games, because the early days before Steam was a thing, a lot of them were just on discs. And some were eventually ported to Steam. No, is the answer. In fact, I think there isn't many old Sonic games on PC to begin with. I think the only ones are Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, I believe. As far as like old Sonic games that aren't like just like, you know, those remastered Sonic games. Like Sonic Colors Ultimate wouldn't count, because that's a remaster. In a remaster sense, that it's a remaster is one of those ones that's just been like kind of muddled with over the last couple of years. Because remaster originally meant like upscaling the game, not redoing the game in modern graphics. But because like I said, the other Wild Sonic games that were also on PC, as well as console. Oh, my brain. It's one of those things, I always say this, when I feel a little tired, it's always worth trying to stream, because sometimes I end up waking up. But then there's the reverse, where I start feeling very, very tired. It might be the case for this week, because Like I said, out of the powdered energy drinks that I have drank, that's what they're called. I don't know what the technical term for like the G Fuels, Advanced GG, or Game Subs is called. Advanced GG is definitely one that feels like it works the most for me. Let's look at that steam now. Do you know one thing I've actually been doing? Oh, there's another thing I forgot to mention because next week's going to be the Fontaine map or world in Genshin Impact. Literally next week we're also going to be doing that. I've been playing a bit of it off stream. So most time when it comes to events, unless it's like a story event, won't really do it on stream. Sometimes I might not even do. I've done some story events in my own spare time because I don't like the idea of like leaving a series we're already currently on just to do an event. But if there's something else that I want to play, then yeah, I'll obviously do it. But the point being is that I'm doing some of the small events off stream, and I decided to try and roll for the Wanderer. One of those characters, like, cool if I got them, not the end of the world if I didn't. And I got him. I got him with just 10 pull. And it's once again I have to say this enough times over, but it shows that game I spent no money and I still managed to roll a 5-star character. Did I do it the first time around? Of course not. But if you're patient enough, you can get the characters you want. Like I said, at the moment, when it comes to Fontaine, I don't think there's any characters that catch my eye yet. But we'll have to wait and see until we actually start playing it. Which I am excited because it's like they're adding like the underwater stuff is what's going to be most interesting. And like with Sumeru, I'm like staying dark on. I'm not looking at any trailers or anything because there's no need for me to see what it looks like. I know it's going to be awesome. Excitement. It's almost, when it releases, it's almost like they're releasing a whole new game. Because like I've said this enough times, if you like count all the side stuff that you can do in as well as main story stuff and side stuff, you've probably got almost the length of a game. Because I think let's look at that right now. Now I'm actually going to do this because I think on How to Beat they do list like the length of each, like, I'm curious to what Sumeru's is right now, because it felt like it was the longest out of like out of most of the stories, because it went on for like months. Well, that was a bad thing. I really enjoyed it. The color was definitely the longest. Yeah, so we've got each one. We have some of those. Yeah, it seems. I mean, we have the total of the game so far. Yeah, this is like it's been up to what do you think? I thought she was going near the loud. So far on here, looks like they've only got like the first couple of chapters listed, which are about around 20 hours points, but Sumeru's feel like it was like longer than that. It'd be interesting to see how long Fontaine ends up being, so I guarantee the longest one is probably going to be the last one, which is going to be, well, last region will technically be Schneider, but obviously the final area will probably be the Heavenly Principles. But like I said, it's wild. Like they even give like a total runtime altogether to complete everything, because there's the percentage of how much you complete each area. And like the first one, which is obviously Mondstadt, is like 37 hours for 100 completion. Then we got what is it? I think Leeway, because Leeway would be, because it has the names of the things, but I don't remember what they were actually called. But according to them, that's about 500. Like, because I think for me, most of them is like none of them are like 100%, because it's just so much to do. But that's my point, is that each region on its own is probably the length of a game. Like if we look at even just these small ones, it shows like it's like main story stuff and plus extras is around like 30 to 40 hours, which is like the length of a game. Which is just wild. Like I said before, once they finish the story on this, there's going to be like hundreds upon hundreds of hours in Genshin Impact, and it's free. It's just wild. No trying to nickel and dime you know. The gacha stuff's there, but you don't necessarily need to spend money to get stuff from it. Oh, there is more I wanted to show. Something that I just think is kind of, it's basically related to the person who did my model. Just do that. Should be this one. So they basically did a tweet here saying to guess which one's the 2D and which is the 3D, and we'll just play it. That one. When I saw this, it took me until it started playing to me realize which was the 3D. That's what's so good about them. V Custom 3D. It's like they can also make a lot of models look like live 2D. I wouldn't be surprised if some people at first thought this my one might have been live 2D. It's just like I do love their style. To say the least, the amazing 3D model artists. Just there goes the brain. There it goes. We're almost an hour in and I can feel myself getting very sleepy. I think I was thinking I'm watching some more. Oh, side note on TikTok, because I tend to, so I don't great. I am usually on my it would be very stupid if I just randomly just grab my phone right now, sitting at my desk, and watch TikToks when my computer's literally in front of me and it's on the computer. I'm sure there's people who do that, which I personally think is kind of weird, because if you're at your computer, why not just watch them on your computer? But that aside, there must be an issue with the PC version, because there's an issue where it won't like a video. Like, I'll like it and then it will remove like for some reason. I don't know if it's a PC, the PC version is ruined at the moment, or it's a widespread thing. Regardless, I need to. Well, I haven't got around to just seeing it on my phone if it is the case. It might not be. And so I haven't really watched much TikToks, because it's just like sometimes it will like it and sometimes it won't. But where was we last at? I don't actually remember. I should have checked the last week's stream. I think I can remember. But oh wait, I think it was Oh, right, there it is. There it is. That's where it was lost. But yeah, I think we'll probably just at least watch a couple of TikToks for the time being. You know, because this was the. What was that? Stop the music. Right, and then. Nope, wrong one. Fuck. I don't mean to do that. Fuck. There we go. That. And go. So maybe we'll watch like maybe a little bit of TikToks. Because I think this was the last one. Oh. Yeah. I'm just I just like I look at this and like, how the hell did he get in the car with that on? It's like it's very awkward to say this. Oh wait, no, I can see. Look, if you look like down there, you can see like it's just the top half. You can actually just see this, but even so, that looks like it's tricky to get on. But that was the last one. That was that way.
Bionicle is blasting the fuck off with crazy-ass motherfucking wings and weapons and unbelievable new choking hazards. In the energy clusterfuck of Cardanui, the Toanuva are busting their asses to save their children from the evil Makuta. Armed with deadly pinatas full of fake, irresistible gummies, the Makuta and their own demon spawn are an astronomical threat to child safety. But even the Makuta's children can't be left unattended. Fire your Sky Blaster at those little bastards and clog up their windpipes faster than you can say product liability lawsuit. Buckle the fuck up, kiddos, and get ready for more parental complaints than ever before. Go online before asking your parents first.
If I saw that ad as a kid, I'm buying it.
Oh, I just love Connor's reaction. He's like dumbfounded by it. There's a lot of these like Bionicle, not actually the, not the actual ads. Obviously, it's for using like AI voiceover. I do remember Bionicles. I didn't realize they went that far with them. I mean, they did go from like the early 2000s to like the early 10s, I think. I only remember like the first wave of them of Bionicles. And I remember that first which was the war one. I don't remember their names. I remember also watching like the first film they ever did of that, and playing the game that was based off of that film. I think we like rented it, which is another possible stream idea. But yeah, Bionicles was done by Lego, if I remember correctly. It was so different from what they usually do. No, I went one way. Damn it!
Bionicle.
We're going up.
New interesting discoveries around the world. Edith Steiner, a Jewish woman who survived the Holocaust, and John McKay, the Scottish soldier that saved her. They celebrated their 71st wedding anniversary this year.
Aww.
The great-eared nightjar is pretty much a dragon bird. In 1960, David Latimer planted a tiny garden inside of a large glass bottle and sealed it shut. This is a pencil drawing by 16-year-old artist Shania McDonough. The most beautiful corn on this planet. It's a Native American variety called glass gem corn. And yes, it really does grow like that. Unexpected photo.
Aww.
Took me a second to see it. Mother Nature is amazing.
Can you see it? Can you see it? I keep forgetting. A lot of my TikToks tend to be a lot of mixture of funny, cute, and interesting. Because that's just how my that's what keeps getting recommended to me. And it's kind of where my brain goes. Okay, almost well camouflaged.
A wheat field next to a lavender field. If you are having a bad day, just take a second to look at my silly crested duck, Gertrude, and she will put a smile on your face. Yes, that is her real hair. A seascape in the sky.
Oh, that's kind of actually that's. Oh, hang on. That's actually kind of terrifying, actually, than interesting. Oh, something. It feels like something you would see in your dreams, but Jesus Christ, I'd be shitting myself if I saw that.
Seascape in the sky. Incredible photo captures a woodpecker flying with a weasel on its back. What an amazing photo. The blue bird beside the sculpture bird, looking at San Francisco as intently as if he actually heard it. Upside down fig tree in Bacoli, Italy. No one is quite sure how the tree ended up there or how it survived, but year after year it continues to grow downwards and bear figs. Alley of the Baobabs in Madagascar.
I always love these countries. They're kind of very interesting. To say at least, there's like huge chunks and then just this at the top.
Where Poseidon takes his walks. Zakynthos, Greece. Imagine finding this on your front porch in the morning.
America!
The water in both tanks is from the same time and place. The tank on the right has oysters. This library is 114 years old. The inside of a gypsy's caravan carriage from the 1800s. Brazil, emerald sand dunes. The lagoons, which can reach a depth of 3 meters and a length of 90 meters, are reformed every year. Rainfall between January and June fills the sand dunes with water, and sometimes lagoons can be connected to each other by small streams. Rare giant amethyst geode from Uruguay. The skeleton of a pufferfish, when you think nature cannot amaze you anymore. When you accidentally find your doppelganger on a painting made over 100 years ago. It was found in Southeast Asia and is a flying lizard. Architecturally unbelievable.
That is cool, but also very, 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 very terrifying. Because you just like, if you slip and fall out this window, you're fucked. Because there's no like, I mean, maybe there is glass on there, but it's just like, it's cool, but also terrifying. Kind of actually something you would see like in a fantasy video game.
A monastery in Trabzon province in the Black Sea region of Turkey. 300-year-old oak trees, Oak Alley Plantation, Louisiana. This variety of orchids, Dracula simia, is so amazing. Looks like baby monkeys.
They do.
Ginormous octopus.
Well, we all know what happens with lots of giant octopuses, don't we? Alright.
Indian flying fox and baby along ride. The Blue Dragon River in Portugal. Seen from the International Space Station.
That's so cool.
Ice eggs, thousands of balls of ice cover beach in Finland, due to a phenomenon that occurs when ice are rolled over by water and wind. A grape cluster formed by grape clusters. This cluster is called the Caleb cluster. Dolphin baby in mother's womb. How amazing is this? The Prague astronomical clock.
Oh, that looks cool too, though. Once again, it looks like some guy with like a. I mean, a lot of like fantasy stuff is like from like inspired by like a lot of things from like other parts of the world.
Horloge, a medieval astronomical clock located in the capital city of Prague. First installed in 1410, it is the third oldest astronomical clock in the world and the oldest clock still operating. Earth's Eye Lake, Croatia.
Looks like something else.
A natural beehive filled with honey, glowing in the sunlight. Aboriginal Elder, Australia.
I don't like bees.
This artist spent 8 years to create this tree chair, using methods of gradual redirection of the branches, which consists of shaping the trees as they grow according to predetermined designs. Dragon sculpture at the town hall in the northern part of Marienplatz, in Munich, Bavaria, Germany.
Oh, that's cool.
Largest tree in the world. Two rivers meet without mixing in Georgia. Queensland, Australia. Sailfish are considered the fastest fish in the sea reaching top speeds of 70 miles per hour. From Middle House, Egypt, Claro. New interesting discoveries around the...
You guys put a lot of detail into my boobs for some reason.
You're complaining? I could ask you the same.
You guys put a lot of detail into my boobs
moving
for
on.
some reason.
We all will have our shock collars on.
You'll never see
I'm falling.
me falling.
Yep, I'm falling. This is Mike. Oh, Mike's falling. Oh, man.
Oh, Mike, no.
Oh, Mike.
Never mind, Ed Murphy. Never mind.
Help me, help me.
That's what we call instant regret of putting a shot collar on a game where you where you can easily fail at.
What is happening?
His leg's gripped. We all will have.
It's like one of those. It sounds like a good idea. Let's put a shot collar on, and every time you fail or fall, you get shocked. I am never, ever putting a shot collar on. Never. Not gonna happen. No.
Gandalf was actually spayed over 2 years ago, and she has not calmed down at all. Not only has she not calmed down, she has actually managed to do the exact opposite and has gotten more insane since getting spayed. While the vast majority of her crimes don't actually even get captured on camera, here are a few hobbies she's taken up since getting spayed. The first is touching knives. Gandalf, don't touch knives! There was a period of several weeks where she was hell-bent on trying to bite this one particular cactus.
Gandalf, that is a cactus. Gandalf, that's a cactus.
Longboarding, and this one is insane because I have a cat who can longboard, and I don't even get to say that I taught her how to do that because she taught herself. Then, of course, we have the whole parkour thing.
Parkour!
The shoulder cat thing. The opening cabinets thing. The bathtub thing. And whatever thing this is. What I'm getting at here is that, short of a lobotomy, I don't think there is a procedure on Earth that could calm Gandalf down. And frankly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Gandalf was actually...
No, my cats are that crazy. One of them's asleep right now. The most, like I said, the most weirdest thing is Rusty likes drinking from the tap water, and the minute any one of us goes to the bathroom, she will dart upstairs. She knows there's an opportunity for one of us to turn the tap on so she can drink from it. The bath one, by the way. Sometimes the sink one, but most of the time it's the bath tap. But I feel that's most common. I think 9 has like 10 most cats do that. Drink from the tap.
Does Robert Downey Jr. have tattoos?
I have 6. That's the 6th one, and that was the Avengers cast tattoo. That happened the evening of the premiere for Infinity War. Scarlett got it first, then Chris Evans got it, then I got it, then Jeremy Renner got it, then Chris Hemsworth got it, even though he was a little tentative about it and seemed to overreact to the pain. And then Mark Ruffalo said, "I'm not getting that tattoo. I don't want to be part of your Hollywood inside game," to which I applauded him.
Does Robert Downey Jr. do his own stunts?
In a year where the level and magnitude of stunts may be at an all-time high, I am committing to do less stunts every year for the rest of my career. But yes.
Does Robert Downey Jr. like AC/DC?
Come on, of course. Back in Black from the first Iron Man.
Oh.
Thunder! There's your soundbite, buddy.
Does Robert Downey Jr. like Gwyneth Paltrow?
I do not like Gwyneth Paltrow. I absolutely adore her like a sister. Like a sister that you may have made out with a few times. While still liking her.
Does Robert Downey...
I love these little things. It seems like such a down to earth kind of guy, Robert Downey Jr. Very chill dude. I didn't realize he did his own stunts though, because I always said most of them. Because I know Tom Cruise is fucking insane and does every stunt and gets more insane with those stunts. Yeah. Someone's scratching at my door. Okay, I'm coming. Okay. Don't go near the back of the computer. Oh, she's gone on the bed now too. No, that's the left. There we go. Did I just spin? I wasn't paying attention.
Hello, Evelyn. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Oh my god!
I wish I were a bird.
kind of pretty much what happened in part 6.
Fine, thank you.
Pretty much. I think I like this one because this seems like a weirdly being a popular meme on TikTok for a bit. So there might be a handful of these because a lot of these TikToks are about like a month old at this point. But I think the original context of the audio is that I can't remember what anime it is, but I think it's like there's a girl trying to learn English but falls asleep and has a weird dream of a talking cat speaking English to her. Because he doesn't say every meow, he says every one, I think.
Robeson Grimlock and my favorite command. Transform. Transform.
Holy fuck, that's cool. I mean, Grimlock was not my favorite, but like, that's just awesome.
Save Cybertron.
This is not something you would give a little kid, because they are bound to break this.
Attack.
So cool.
You are the king. Happy birthday.
Oh, that's adorable. Dancing, look at them dance. Wow, that is really cool.
Robeson Grimlock and my favorite.
Like the fact that toys are like that now, they can actually like properly transform by themselves. Good. I can feel my brain going.
Am I the only one who loved tacked on multiplayer modes in single player games? I swear to God, I was like top 100 in the Dead Space 2 multiplayer mode. I loved this. I played dozens of hours, maybe even hundreds of hours, in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood's multiplayer mode, which is truly just hide and seek. But it was hide and seek with dozens of animations, which made it all worth it. Remember when Arkham Origins had a multiplayer mode where 2 characters got to play Batman and Robin, and then the other like 4 or 6 players had to play a third-person shooter as Joker Goon number 3?
That's interesting. That's kind of like similar to like there's asymmetrical multiplayer games we get nowadays. Must have came from that.
Oh my god, Mass Effect 3? Unironically great multiplayer mode. Like
oh, that yeah, we mentioned that last time I was streaming about the multiplayer mode. That a lot of games had tacked on multiplayer. Most of them were actually doing good, so not so much. Because in the Mass Effect 3 one, I do remember it actually being a lot of fun as well.
This was another one that I was just dumping 100 hours into with my friends every Saturday. What was sick about these modes was seeing these developers have to come up with dozens of like characters, classes, and abilities in a game that typically.
Did the stream die? Okay, is it fine? That was weird.
would only have like 5 or 6. And also just seeing games that are absolutely not built for multiplayer modes, coming up with clever solutions around that. Am I the only one who...
Yeah, I think the reason being that we don't get them as much is because it's the cost. Video games cost a lot more to make than they used to, and trying to add on a multiplayer to that was just not worth sinking the cost unless it's a game franchise that's known for having really good multiplayer. Like Uncharted 4's multiplayer is another multiplayer game I wouldn't mind playing on the stream, because I played the living crap out of like 2 or 3's multiplayer, and I think it's because, and I've only played like a bit of 4's here and then. I think it's because back when those games came out, there wasn't tons of games coming out, so to have something to play in between them, multiplayer parts of certain games were really lots of fun. Assassin's Creed ones were actually really fun as well. But I think nowadays the reason they don't do it is because they can either sell it as a separate title, as a free-to-play game with jammed tons of microtransactions, or it's just not worth the development time. I mean, The Last of Us 2 is supposed to have one, and they've spun that off of as a separate game now, just proving that kind of point, and they have not shown anything about it yet. But like I said, not all of them were good. For the couple handful of like tactical multiplayers that were good, you had tons of ones that were bad or unnecessary. Like Spec Ops: The Line is another one of those ones. Great game, great story. Multiplayer didn't need to be there. It was a very lackluster multiplayer, but we don't really get that much nowadays. Tactical multiplayers. Because of the cost, but it still is an interesting thought, because I do try to think of like what would a multiplayer part of most other games be like if there was still a thing. Like if Spider-Man had a multiplayer, what would that be? Sort of thing. It'd probably just be like a like with Infamous 2, where they made like a level creator sort of thing. It'd probably be something like that.
Did you give your bird to Jagger Fox? Let me see. Jagger, let me see what you have. Did Pan catch a bird for you?
Oh. Now here's the cute ones I mentioned about. Like I said, most of the TikToks are interesting, funny, or cute, and this is the cute ones. Oh, little foxes. You happy little guys. I always love the sounds to make it. It sound like they're laughing. Like, oh. Sleepy fox. Me and you both, mate. Me and you both feel sleepy today. Oh.
Did you give your bird?
It's always so they are so fluffy. They're so fluffy. Ah, it's good for that serotonin. They're little fluffy little guys.
We got a whole bunch of new friends
Oh,
here,
another
so
one of these.
let's meet the fam. This is Dave. Dave is intellectually on par with a hard-boiled egg. Dave's alter ego is Battle Dave. You will know Battle Dave if you see Battle Dave. Here Dave is pictured with his 2 greatest passions in life, door frames and Jackson. Jackson, also known as our sentient cat tree, is technically my boyfriend, but we all know that I'm really the third wheel here. Next up we have Natia, who we found in a parking lot in Costa Rica. Natia is Gandalf and Dave's mom. She is extremely polite, dogs are terrified of her, and her alter ego is scrap metal. When she's not busy being...
Send someone at the door. I'm backing them up. post. Oh, first of all, I was hearing things, but yeah, it's definitely the post. Ugh. Damn it, the earphones are all tangled. There we go.
A perfect angel, Natia enjoys rolling in dirt. Miss Gandalf over here is the naughtiest creature I have ever met in my entire life. She is so smart, she is so sweet, and she is downright diabolical. In addition to licking graham crackers, Gandalf's favorite pastimes include teaching herself how to longboard, cuddling in dry bathtubs, attempting to bribe her way into the refrigerator, and breaking all of our glassware when she feels that we're not paying enough attention to her. And I'm Kat. We got a whole bunch of new friends here, so let's
have a look at the rope arrow trope. I've got a few different bows and a bunch of different ropes, and I'm going to test it out. There's a few different versions of this trope, but the simplest one is the one where someone just takes an arrow, they tie a rope to it, and then they shoot it, and they use it to like pull enemies around or bring down obstacles, stuff like that. Often you see that the rope is attached to the front of the arrow. Now I'm pretty sure this won't work, but I'm going to give it a test. Look at the angle on that. You can see that even with a relatively light bit of thread, pulling the arrow downwards. So the other option is to attach the string at the back of the arrow, because essentially this is just doing the same job as the fletching and then trailing behind. So let's scale it up a bit. This is a stronger rope. In theory, it will take the weight of the person. It already feels very heavy on the end of the arrow, even though the rope itself is pretty lightweight. So I think when I shoot it, yeah, there's way too much drag on the end of the arrow that is not meant to drag. So let's go skip straight ahead to tying the string to the back.
Oops.
Relatively simple change to the setup. I've just looped the rope around a few times, put it over my finger. Let's give this a test with a target that's got a little bit more resistance in it. See if we can yank it around by a rope. We're losing so much force from this. Let's test it with a heavier bow, see if we can get a bit more penetration out of it. Okay, here we go. Heavier bow, heavier arrow. I don't have broad heads, but slightly lumpier head that will hopefully hold a bit better. This is gonna hurt if it goes wrong. Don't try this at home, please. But yes, it works. It took a little while, and I've essentially just backwards engineered bow fishing, which, you know, already exists. But you can, with a bit of improvisation, tie a rope to the back of an arrow and use it to pull some stuff around. Next step, grappling hooks. Let's have a look at the rope arrow trope.
Fascinating.
Hold me closer when we fight. This magic spell you cast. This is
Little guy. Little guy, little cuddly.
Hold me closer.
Don't rats' eyes boggle, which means like they go ooh. It's the best way to describe it when they're happy. A little sleepy guy. The vet the vet after my dog's showing. Oh, that's a good one. Oh. Okay.
Fun fact, in 2009, an employee who worked for the Unlimited IT call center in Hoek, South Africa, became so frustrated with his slow internet speed, he barged into his boss's office and proclaimed, "My internet is so slow, a pigeon would deliver these files faster." The company decided to put his theory to the test, and they hired an 11-month-old carrier pigeon named Winston to race their internet connection. Winston the Pigeon had a 4GB USB stick tied to his back and was released from the Unlimited IT office in Howick and told to fly to the Unlimited IT head office in Durban, about 60 miles away. At the same time Winston the Pigeon was released from the Howick office, an employee began transferring the same files via their internet connection to the head office in Durban. It took Winston the Pigeon 1 hour and 8 minutes to fly to the Durban head office, and another hour to upload the files from the USB stick onto a computer. In that same amount of time, only 4% of the online data transfer had been completed. Fun fact.
Wow, that is really bad internet. The fact that a pigeon managed to do it quicker. Yeah. Oh. Oh, he's happy to see him. Oh. Look at its face there, all happy and content. Oh.
I love in Zelda when they're like, there is an ancient song our people sing. Though the meaning of its words are lost to time, it goes like this. Link, use a bomb flower on the wall. Press up on the D-pad to access items.
In Majora's Mask, the gravestones are like, he was beloved by friends and family, and he used the B button to attack.
I love in Zelda when they're like...
It's more like the old Zelda games. I mean, the term is called narrative dissonance, where the gameplay contradicts what's in the story or cutscenes sort of things. There's a lot like that in the game, but I think it was like the reason he did it like that was to kind of make it easy to remember the controls if you wove it into like the dialogue or something. I don't feel they do. Oh, geez, what happened to my hand? I don't feel like they do that nowadays, but it's most of the old my brain, the old Zeldas. I think you can play most of those on the Switch by the online thing, I think.
Why was every evil team in Pokemon evil? Team Rocket is motivated by money. They steal and sell Pokemon while also experimenting on them with the ultimate goal of taking over the world. Team Aqua hates humanity and wants to press the big reset button by reviving Primal Kyogre, expanding the sea, and bringing the world back to its beginnings where Pokemon can live on their own with no humans. Team Magma wants to revive Primal Groudon to help humanity by expanding the landmass and giving humans more space for civilization and development. Cyrus and Team Galactic took Team Aqua's plan one step further, actually many steps further. They wanted to reshape the universe by using the creation trio. Team Plasma wanted to liberate Pokemon so that they can be free. Actually, Getsis wanted to take over Unova with the power of the legendary Pokemon. Lysander also wanted to wipe out humanity for a more beautiful world. Seems like Archie has a lot of influence on some of these. Team Skull literally had no reason for their actions, they just wanted to cause trouble. Team Yell were just fans of Marnie, nothing else really. Team Star's members were victims of bullying, which then turned them into bullies for revenge. Why was every evil team in Pokemon Team Rocket is motivated?
Interesting how the organizations do change over the years. Like you got like Team Rocket's like completely just like we're bad guys, but then you get the ones that have that kind of like somewhat justified actions, or at least they feel like what they're doing is justified, sort of things. But I liked the Team Stars one of like being more different than the other ones.
This right here was one of my favorite toys back in the day. It's a Toy Biz X-Men Iceman figure. So you put him in his ice slide, fill it with water, which I'm going to do right now. The bottom part right there is filled with water, and then you put it in the freezer. So Iceman is in the freezer. Let's check back on him in a few hours. Time to check on Iceman. He's been in here for a while and his color's changed. The bottom's got ice in it. Now that's a cool action figure. This right here was one of my favorite toys back in the day.
This is one of those things where I feel like I don't think I ever had this, but I definitely remember seeing ads for it. Definitely feels like one of the ones I probably saw ads for. because it's that's something in my brain just like, oh, that seems familiar.
So to protect the baby and prevent it from eating a pod, the box deploys a 30,000 volt taser.
What?
So to protect the baby and prevent it from eating a pod, the box deploys a 30,000 volt taser.
Okay.
So to protect the baby...
I like these ones a long time ago, so I don't remember half of them, but from 0 to 100 way fast.
There's a Pokemon theory that I really want to believe, but I just can't. Apparently, every set of starter Pokemon is supposed to fit a theme. It definitely works in Gen 9, they're all different types of performers, and in Gen 8, they're all different aspects of British culture. Possibly even specific British celebrities. But I'm really not convinced on Gen 7's supposed circus theme. Are wrestlers, singers, and archers actually performances in the circus?
Yes, they are. There's like the strongman, like wrestler. Do sometimes have performances, and I think there's been archers in circus.
And if they planned on doing a circus theme all along, why wouldn't they make Poplio evolve into a clown? Now, Gen 6
Not to
theme I am
traumatize
convinced
people.
by. There's supposed to be different classes in RPGs. A paladin, a mage, and a rogue. But then Gen 5 is supposed to be empires? Or maybe different types of warlords. Of course, yes, samurai is supposed to be a samurai. And Sugimori has confirmed that Superior is based on a French monarch. Maybe I can see Embor representing China? But I really don't see why they would choose these 3 empires and not ancient Rome. Gen 4 is supposed to be mythology, which does make sense thematically with Sinnoh. Infernape is definitely based on Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. And I can probably see Torterra being based on the World Turtle. Empoleon being based on Poseidon just because of the trident on its head feels like a maybe for me. Gen 3's theme is supposed to be adaptation. Again, this makes sense given the themes of the game. Trico is based on a tree lizard that adapts to look like a leaf, whereas Axolotl's gills adapt based on water quality. But where you really lose me is that Torchic is based on a mythological chicken that adapted to breathe fire. Yet somehow that's still probably not even as big of a stretch as Gen 2's theme being based on prehistoric times. Certainly, Meganium is definitely a long-necked dinosaur. And it could be believable that Feraligatr is a Cretaceous crocodile, but I don't think in a million years you'll guess what Typhlosion is supposed to represent. Did you guess volcanoes? If so, you'd be right. Finally, according to the theory, Gen 1 is based on household pets. You got a salamander, a frog, and a turtle. Calling those household pets already seems like a stretch to me, but Charizard is a dragon! There's a Pokemon theory.
Yeah, but not a dragon type. He's a dragon, he doesn't have dragon type. Unless it mega evolves. That's a fascinating theory on different stars, though, at least.
In this special scenario, Makima meets Reagan Arataka.
You are a Class A creep, lady. I mean, you're making a 16-year-old feel you up so he does what you want. That's absolutely reprehensible. To use kids to further your own goals, that is absolutely against Reagan Arataka's moral code.
Outsiders should not have access to that information. This risks a leak to Twitter.com. Your life is now forfeit.
Milliseconds before Reagan's inevitable untimely demise, he recognized 2 things. 1, that is definitely a finishing move. And 2, that lady hasn't blinked once since I got in here. It's creeping me out. A very quick salt splash! This is one of Reagan's special moves where he throws table salt straight into the eyes of a groomer before she has a chance to apologize with her ukulele. In this special scenario...
Oh, that was really good animation. That was like almost spot on to the dub voice actor of Reagan. But that's actually that was got me thinking, like with villains, like what would happen if you did just throw salt in their eyes? Like no matter how powerful they are, no one's gonna be fine with salt in their eyes. That was brilliant.
Hello, Gordon Freeman. It's good to see you. Hello, Gordon.
Oh yes, Half-Life cats. There's a lot of these where people just add audio of Half-Life stuff with the cats. time.
Freeman, it's good to see you. Ah,
You look familiar. As do you.
Either you were fighting with a mate who's using the exact same sound effect. Soundtrack.
You look familiar.
I'm sorry, sometimes my humor is just really stupid stuff that makes me laugh like that. One more time.
As do you. You look familiar.
I got a simple mind. Go over to a girl's house and first time and you see it. She has it's got God.
Where do you live?
In the city.
Do you have a house?
Apartment.
On a rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
How come?
I don't need one.
Where's your wife?
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
How come?
It's an even longer story.
Those are boys always. They got such. Look, hang on. Look at the long snouts they've got. Snouts. They're very tall dogs. They look when I first found out these dogs, I felt like they were something out of like a fantasy game. That's what they look like to me. Boys always. They have long noses. They're very lovely looking dogs. Never seen one in person, man. I've seen a lot of weird dogs. But they're one of the ones I haven't seen in person.
So it turns out one of the side effects of 3D printing a lot of stuff for your Etsy shop is you get all this scrap plastic. And rather than just throw it all away and feel bad about myself and the planet, I decided to break it all up into teeny tiny little pieces and get a silicone mold and fill it up with these scraps of plastic. And then I put it in the oven at 425 degrees for about 15 minutes. My house was super well ventilated for this process, but after about 15-20 minutes, yeah, it melted. It melted a lot. So I just kept on filling it back up, back in the oven, let it melt, fill it back up, back in the oven, until I finally went through the entire bin of plastic scraps. And it took every scrap I had to almost completely fill up this mold. But there it is, 425 degrees of melted plastic. I let it cool overnight, and then I struggled with the demolding process. But eventually, I did prevail, and look. Instead of scraps of plastic going to a landfill somewhere, I have a paperweight. I might sell these in the shop. I don't know.
Oh, that's a cool way of recycling. With my brain. I think we'll watch one more TikTok and I think I will call it because I could feel myself falling asleep already.
More things you didn't know about ginger cats. The most popular ginger cat names are Simba, Pumpkin, Milo, Tiger, and Ginger. And chances are you know at least one kitty with these names. Ginger cats are natural hunters. A 2016 study showed that they truly are mini tigers with an increased interest in prey. Most ginger cats have a condition called lentigo, which gives them super cute freckles and black whiskers. All ginger cats are tabbies with the distinct M on their forehead. Their coat patterns are striped, ticked, spotted, or swirled, and while not a pure breed, they're certainly full of pure love.
Oh,
more things you didn't know.
That's true. Bells, the ginger cats sleepover that does. When I first found out they had M's on their forehead, every time I looked at her, I could not unsee the M on her forehead. But she has actually have little bits of freckles on her my brain, on her nose. I think. Hang on. No, that's. If I was shown last time on stream, that was Rusty. Nope. Let's see if I find it again. It should be, if I remember correctly, it should be this one. Yeah, there you go. I can't really tell on that photo, but you can see the M there. On her kind of, she's quite fluffy, but yeah, you can see the little freckles on her nose there. Right, that's her sitting on my desk. She does that a lot. She will sit on the desk looking at me, waiting for me to pet her. She like stares at me as soon as I start scratching on the chin. She's like, "Ooh, pets." She actually has a collar, but she's so fluffy. Her fur just covers over it. Over like that. Right, I think we'll. Yeah, I think. Oh. I thought the stream went again. Yeah. Like I said, I'm out of Advanced GG, which hopefully it should come in post. Hopefully before the end of this week. But wait, did I get an email? No. And I decided to just get coffee, thinking that was enough, and it clearly wasn't. So it'll be case by cases and how I feel next couple of days. But like I said, in the plus side, I should be getting a new mattress, so I should be sleeping a little better, so it shouldn't really matter. I think it's on top of not sleeping very well because of the crappy mattress. And now out for their usual juice stuff. Well, I might do maybe tomorrow or the day off. I might get myself some energy drinks. That might be a little, just a teensy bit better than coffee. Coffee is always hit or miss if it ever works, but I figured it was worth a shot because it was iced coffee like in a carton sort of thing, like a milk carton. I was like, yeah, let's give it a shot, and it definitely wasn't enough. That's what's so it might be the case this week. Might be some much shorter streams, but we'll see how things go. That's partly why I also tomorrow with Mass Effect I'll probably do the actually let's look at that again. Let's look at Mass Effect DLC. I think it was like. Because like I said, I never played the DLC when that game originally came out. I think it is. It is. I think it's just called Omega. And it's literally the DLC's name. Yeah. Oh, it's actually 3 hours. It's actually fairly short. So that's doable. In a stream or 2 streams, depending how. Well, maybe that's cool, man. That would be perfect for this week. Yeah, because like. I think I was looking at the Citadel because there's DLC called the Citadel, which is that's probably one I was looking at was 5 hours. Yeah. I said it before. It's still wild that the DLC is really only like 3 to 4 hours when like DLC these days is like longer than that. Especially the Witcher 3's one, which is like 10 hours, 20 hours, the Witcher 3's DLC. But as usual, I will let you know. Obviously, if there is any changes on the schedule, I will most likely tweet out, or it will be in the Discord server. So, yeah, I felt so great earlier. I think I will most likely have a lie down because I do have work later and I want to save what energy I have left for that. It's always the case. Sometimes I start off a stream a little tired, then by like an hour or two, and I feel awake, or I'm more tired than before. Yeah, so tomorrow is Mass Effect 3, and I appreciate everyone who stopped by. Sorry for the very, very short stream today. There's always that case. When I'm like this, I know it's not a good idea to push myself too hard, because I'll end up making myself sick if I push myself any further. And we don't want that now, do we? But I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.